Hello, friends. I'm so excited today to be talking with a friend that I met at the Writers Workshop in Orlando. It was a Hay House Writers Workshop, and I met this beautiful human being that we're going to be talking with today. Her name is Tamika Schilbe, and she is an author, an award-winning counselor, a consultant. What doesn't she do? A yoga teacher trainer, a truth archaeologist, and she's the co-founder of Devatree School of Yoga in Ontario, Canada. She's taught wellness retreats across the globe since 2001. Tamika is on faculty at the Toronto Yoga Show and Conference in Toronto and a contributing blogger at Huffington Post. Her mission is to empower people to speak their truth and to create more clarity, power, and freedom in their lives. She lives in Salt Spring Island in British Columbia, and her latest passion is a book in progress called Truthaches, which I'm so excited to talk with you about today, Tamika.
Yay, me too. And maybe I should introduce Luna. This is Luna. She doesn't have any truth.
Yeah.
She's pretty just as she is, you know.
If we could all be like Luna.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So when we met in Orlando, you were sharing with me this book that you're writing. And first of all, I love the title. So I was intrigued. And then the more that I learned about it, the more I wanted to share with other people what you're doing. Because I just feel like it's something we all need. It's something the world needs. And so I'm so happy to be here talking with you about it.
Yay, me too. Me too.
So what is a truthache? Tell us what that is. What does it mean?
Yes. So a truthache is something that we hide that hurts us. And most of us have had that experience before where we've held back something, especially from people that we're closest to, but it could be from our wider circle, where it starts to build and we start to not feel great about it. So a truthache is that ache that we get inside physically, emotionally, spiritually, and it kind of is like a monkey on our back that we start to develop when we're not totally honest. And nobody is totally honest. No, there's no one that doesn't get truthaches. Every single human, and I've been working on this body of work for almost 5 years, and I still get them, but I'm more aware of them now, of course. So we all get them. It's kind of in the culture too. But the cool thing about a truthache is that it is actually your advocate. So I always say that your truthaches secretly adore you, even though it kind of sucks when we have one because we're like, oh, why do I have to deal with this? And, the other person should just be able to read my mind, or why is this happening to me? And it can be very frustrating when we have something that we wish would be easier to say and speak. But they're always pushing us to that next level. So they're always wanting us to conquer fears and go to that, to help us rock our mission so we can get all this baggage off our back and live more free and clear. And I think a lot of people, myself included, everyone I know pretty much, we were raised that being honest is a duty. So it's very like something you do, and it's like morality. It's very connected to a duty, just being honest is like makes you a good person. But actually what I found from my work is that being honest is a health practice. It's just as important as exercise and nutrition. It stops us from aching, literally. So
wow,
is what a truthache is. And they come in all different shapes and sizes. And what aches for one person does not necessarily ache for another person. And I'll give you a couple of examples if you like.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, so maybe your girlfriends went out for dinner without you, and then one of them said, oh, sorry, we didn't invite you. We didn't think you'd be able to come, and you feel really bad about it. But you say, don't worry. It's okay. I'm good. But inside, you're not really good with it. And those things can start to build, and a truthache, how we address it is we don't give someone a piece of our mind, we give them a piece of our heart. So we say, yeah, that kind of hurt. I'm sure you didn't do it on purpose, but it did hurt me. It could be something.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. We give them a piece of our heart.
Exactly.
Like it comes from a different place than like an angry place.
Yeah, because if you've ever tried to give someone a piece of your mind, you know that it usually does not go well.
Right.
I'm going to give that person a piece of my mind. When did that ever turn out well?
Right.
So other examples, like I'm sure that everyone that's watching can think of a zillion in their own life, but if even two people in the same office that are job hunting and wanting to get out of that workplace, one of them might have a truthache because the boss is investing tons of money into their training, let's say, and they're planning on leave, where the other person's like, yeah, this doesn't bug me at all. I don't have an ache about this. And it doesn't mean one person is bad or good. One person feels the ache or doesn't feel the ache. So it's what makes someone feel that ache is very individual, and then there's the bigger ones like infidelity or I don't love you anymore. And how do I tell you that? I think anybody that's been in that situation before knows that as hard as it is to say those words or to leave a relationship that's not working, the buildup before that, the truthache before that, where it's true, but you can't say it, is almost worse. So there are many examples, big, small, and medium.
Which you probably have in your book.
Yes. Yeah.
Different
Tons.
kinds of examples.
And why it's taken me so long, like my dad actually said to me, why does it take so long to write a book? And I know it doesn't for everyone. But for me, I've had to work on this in my own life, and it's been every time I write a chapter, it moves through my life in a certain kind of way. And truth is a cleaner, it's a cleanser. So it cleans out a lot of things that aren't actually authentic or in alignment or going to work for me in the future. Not things or people that are bad, that just aren't quite like in alignment with where I'm at. So, this isn't sort of a practice for the faint of heart necessarily.
Yeah. Owning our truth can be. Yes.
You sound like you've had some experiences with that.
Oh yeah. Lots. Yeah. It never really gets easier. It's always like, it has to be a conscious choice to find the courage to be honest and to own our truth. It always turns out so well in the end, but it's always so hard to do. That's what I found.
Yeah. And there's certainly ways that we can do it that make it turn out better, as I said, speaking from your heart, also speaking from the I, like I feel this way when this happens, instead of you did this to me, and this, making a lot of assumptions about people. And, we have to assume when we go into clearing a truthache that the best of someone else. And we also have to acknowledge that we've probably done something similar that we're upset with them about. Maybe we haven't done it to the same level or the same shape or form, but we've done probably something also. And that's hard to do because we have to take responsibility for ourselves too, and our feelings that we're having about something that's not working.
Right.
Yeah. But it doesn't, my experience,
figure out what art is.
Yeah. My experience has been that it doesn't always go well, but what will always happen is that you will see more, and you'll see the truth. So sometimes when we go to someone, we say, this is how I feel. They say, well, you know what, how I really feel. And here you have it all. And they've been holding back too. And they might not have the same, consciousness about sharing what they've been holding back. So then we get what was hidden comes into light. So it really is a practice of moving toward light, because truth and information is light.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So you already shared a little bit about how to begin to heal a truthache, but can you share anything else? What does somebody do if they identify, yes, I have a truthache? What do they do?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot, but I would say if it's first of all, we deal with it inside ourselves. So we get to understand how we're being triggered by the situation, what we're feeling. And that's a process of, I call truth excavation, where we go through our own process with ourselves, or you can go through it with a counselor or someone that's supporting you through that. That's an amazing way, especially if it's a bigger truth ache. So getting it right within ourselves, where we're not at that place of, if it's a conflictual situation where we're not at that place of like anger and resentment and rage, it certainly, sometimes our truth comes out like that, and that's totally normal, guys. I know anybody that's watching is married or a parent, like lives with somebody,
Right.
That's sometimes how our truth comes out, in a moment of madness, and that's totally okay. Don't beat yourself up for that. But when we have something that's building and we want to clear it, it's nice if we can really dig down into what's triggering us and what is it about for us at a deeper level. And is this person that's triggering us, are they similar to other situations or other people that we've had in our lives? We do that work internally first, and then we ask ourselves, is it safe to share this? Depends on where someone lives in the world, if it's safe to share your truth. It depends on what kind of relationship you're in. And sometimes we have to have a safety plan when we're sharing our truth. And some of that safety plan can even be having like a trusted sister or brother to, hold your hand through it if it doesn't go well. So some of that stuff, I would say that there's always risks and rewards to speaking our truth, and to consider all those. And then allow yourself, just be brave, because being truthful is a very courageous practice in this world that we live in. There is, there's a lot of what we do and what we're exposed to in the world is coming from other agendas, like advertising to us and, other agendas behind agendas. And so it's not necessarily something that's out there very much. Yeah.
Right. Or that's really encouraged or honored, celebrated.
Yeah. So
that's why I think this book is so important. It speaks to that.
Yeah. And it's really cool too. You draw in other truth cheerleaders when you start to do this work, you will clear out what isn't meant for you anymore. And you will draw in more and more authentic connection, and you'll have more energy toward your paths, because you'll be clearing out stuff that is kind of messy and dirty that you don't need dragging around behind you.
Right. Yeah. Good reminder.
Yeah.
So how can people learn more about what you do, get in touch with you?
Yes.
Where can they find you?
Probably the best place is at truthaches.com. And that's probably easier than spelling my name. So come and sign up for my newsletter. I'd love to have you. There's lots of free support. So I do regular postings and videos and blogs and all that kind of stuff. There's also a quiz on the website and some free stuff that you can get if you head on over there. So I'd love to continue the conversation there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking with me today. And I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you, Terry.
We will talk very soon.
Have a great day.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.